Get Heavy Podcast, hosted by Craig Casamas and John Scheimer.
What's up, guys? It's been a while. And all this free time we have now, I've just been, at home with the kids. I'm lucky enough to not be out of work, but work has obviously completely mellowed out. It's been a little over a year since we've talked to you guys, so lots changed in my life. I'm stuck in the quarantine zone here. In the times of turmoil and chaos, sometimes you got to find something to do. You know what I mean? It's a little escape. So personally, I find I can sneak away, eat some pizza, sit on the toilet, take care of a few things. You know what I mean? As David Tell says, he likes to involve all his holes while he's doing his stuff. So here I am. Someone's got to do it. I'm eating pizza. My kids are driving me nuts. I miss John Scheimer. He's home. He ain't doing nothing. So I decided, hey, let's get the band back together. Let's get heavy again. So give me a minute. Let me wipe this up. Oh, what the Are you serious? Are you fucking serious, dude? No way. How am I out of toilet paper? I'm out of toilet paper! Fuck! You know what? Don't worry about it. Guess what? Guess what we got? We got that quick hitter. That Tushy dog. Papa don't need no toilet paper. See you guys soon.
Right. Did you ever have a moment when you were kind of oh shit, I want to do this for the rest of my life? You know what I mean? You're in a ton of fucking bands. You're a very sought after drummer. Did you have a moment when you were when you were young, you know what I mean? Where it was I want to figure this whole thing out, or was it when you got older that kind of moment happened?
I mean, I think as a kid, I knew that was just a fantasy of mine. I mean, whether it be listening to, Metallica Master of Puppets and air guitaring with a baseball bat on my bed, pretending that I'm in front of a crowd. I just wanted to feel that. I wanted to just fucking play, and then, it was just a lot of playing in the bedroom, jamming with some local friends. And then once I guess I was old enough or allowed to go to concerts or shows, right, coming to Ventura and seeing some of the local bands play was my first experience. So seeing bands like Missing 23rd and Patient Zero and whatever, these guys who I'm now friends with, and looking up to them and being I want to fucking do that, man. They're actually doing it. You know what I mean? I'm just I had no one to play with. I was in no bands, but that was really inspiring me, all these Ventura bands.
Well, because I know we used to skate together a little bit back in the day. You skated a lot, and I skated a lot. Yeah. And we'd kind of cross paths every once in a while. So, I mean, obviously the skate culture was tied in with the punk culture and the metal culture and all that stuff. But, for me, those two kind of helped build on each other, you know what I mean? Because you were finding out about cool bands during the skate video releases and shit like that, you know what I mean? And
isn't that the truth? Oh, so many good soundtracks. I mean, a lot of good punk songs. And I found out about Dead Can Dance in a Plan B video. There was a lot of really good underground hip hop.
I would stay and wait for the credits to see what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's how we would do it, you know what I mean? But then once you start getting Ventura's always had such a special music scene, dude. It's even from the early 90s. I mean, obviously the Nardcore scene, but especially that 90s era shit was
there's
going off back then,
To me, it's just there's so many hidden gems. There's just so many classic shit that just didn't get the credit that it deserved.
Yeah, Crop Circle. Remember that? Remember that fucking band? That band ruled, dude. Shitty Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, the Crop Circle was an insane technical grindcore band back in Ventura, and you'd watch them and you're all, I think I just got abducted by fucking aliens, dude. Wild shit. It was like Gore Guts before Gore Guts, you know?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
They were so and this was in the fucking 90s, dude. You know what I mean? Like, there was just some wild shit going on about
all this dissonant, weird, like...
just fucked up shit, man. But I remember seeing them in barns, and, you know, there was always some wild shit going on back then, man. But, like, when did, obviously, I remember we were in Destroy Babylon, and obviously music was serious to us back then, but was it uphill battle that, you know, when you guys got signed to Relapse, dude, you guys became the heroes of fucking Ventura County, essentially. You know what I mean? Because that was nuts. Like, that was the unattainable fucking label for every one of us back then was Relapse. And you guys got signed, you and Graham, you know, of Annihilation Time, of all the fucking people in the world. Like,
yeah, you know,
like, was wild.
Yeah, I was always so proud of Graham's ambitions and, like, you know, endeavors, and everything he did was always awesome. But yeah, as far as what I was doing, like, Relapse was always just a label that I looked up to in the mid 90s, early 2000s. And I never thought that we'd ever get signed by that label. And really just, you know, being an uphill battle to me just felt like another band. It was more of what I wanted to do. And I feel like working with Audie, he made me a better musician. You know, he wrote the majority of that stuff, and what he was dishing out was just insane. So it really inspired me to, like, go ape shit. And we just worked really hard, and we ended up getting signed. I don't know how it happened with some of my favorite bands on that roster at the time. I mean, you know, they had Neurosis and Nausea, Mastodon, Nile, Dillinger Escape Plan, fucking, you know, Disrupt, Incantation, Macabre. I mean, the list goes on. It's like, you know, pure metal to experimental to hardcore to prog rock, indie. Like, they just kind of encompassed it all. So I've always just respected that label. So
did you guys do like play a showcase, or how did you guys get on their radar? Did someone find out about you guys and kind of like hit you up?
Yeah, I'm trying to think how that happened. Okay, so we recorded our demo tape. We did a 7-inch with Dan Weiss at the, I forget which Pickle Patch it was. It had to.
I had that 7-inch. Didn't you guys put it out, right?
Yeah, it was a split with a band called Quest for Quintana Roo. It was just
I have that
song.
shit, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and it was totally like analog, which was rad. Mm-hmm. You know, we like did that shit to tape, and I was all.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did that, and then I think his name was Nick. I don't know. Audie had some connections with like Stratego and some other musicians he had played with, and we just decided to record all the material that we had at the time, and then we would pick 3 of our best songs, make a list of labels, put a bio together, and just send it out. And I don't think we expected to hear anything, and sure as shit Relapse. So there was no legitimate showcase. We just signed, and then we booked our first tour. Like 2002, we went on tour with a band called Fall Silent from Reno, Nevada. I don't know if you remember that band. They were kind of a breakdown hardcore band. They were really into skating.
Okay.
Not bad, man.
So that was really it. So, I mean, I guess I would assume the show that we played in Philly on that tour to be our showcase, because that was
showcase. Yeah. So basically, you guys sent out a demo. You guys sent out a demo, and fucking. Yeah. How many demos do you think you sent out, like, in that time? Like, obviously Relapse signed you. How many, you know what I mean?
10 to 15 labels, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Audie's a pretty big go-getter, dude. I remember him. Audie was more organized than almost any of us, period.
Audie,
you know what I mean? He's like a 50-year-old man at like 20 years old, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was always, he played that role as dad in the band.
Oh, 100%. He was
dad. And yeah, I think, you know, we sent demos out to maybe 10 to 15 labels. Relapse being like the top, like, oh, it's probably not going to happen, and then more like indie, like, you know, like
something that was realistic,
whatever, like punk label.
Right.
I mean, like hardcore labels.
Yeah, that's a trip, dude. I mean, we were all just so fucking excited for you guys when it happened. I mean, and then I remember, like, you guys would play shows at Cafe on A with us. You know what I mean? Like, remember that little cafe on A Street in Oxnard? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like, dude, they're signed to Relapse. And I'm like, yeah, but it's still those guys. You know what I mean? It's still them. It's not
like,
fucking.
I know these dudes.
You know what I mean? These guys will fucking play. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal, you know? But it was just so cool to see you guys be able to blossom into that shit. Obviously, those connections started working.
One of the weirdest, one of the strangest things about Meth Syndicate that I've actually never asked you about, that I've never got the full story on.
Ooh, I can't wait.
What the fuck is up with Guy Fieri? Okay.
Oh, I have a question. What makes Guy Fieri the most important chef in our lifetime?
The hair gel.
I mean, I love everything about it.
No,
I literally seek out Guy Fieri places because of you whenever I'm in towns.
Yeah.
If we're like near something, I'm like, well, we could go walk by this Guy Fieri place and I can take a picture of it or something.
I had some cookbooks in my desk.
I mean, what made you want to be the sergeant at arms of Flavortown?
It's like, man, he totally fit in with that, like, kind of digging on new metal humor. Like, he's he's the spiky hair, the flames, the eyebrow ring. And it was the exact guy
that tells you I love metal, and then you go,
yeah. It's just watching, because I'll watch his shows. I really don't mind them.
Yeah.
But like, he'd always be like, sounds like a Metallica song. You'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Close.
So like it was kind of low hanging fruit, just easy to rag on bullshit like that. But then I met him, and he was like the coolest, nicest person, and I like forever I'm just like, oh no, he's the man. I'll like defend him.
Yeah.
Is he aware?
I never shit on him. I just
There's a video of them meeting him with the flag.
Oh, okay.
Guy Fieri comes over.
Dude, I have it on my wall.
Yeah. Grab it. Let me see if I can even like maybe.
Well, there's the flag behind here.
Yes, I see the flag. Yeah.
But then the shirt I was wearing at the time, and he signed it. But dude, I didn't ask him to sign it. He just leaned into me with a marker and wrote up my shirt. I was kind of like, yo.
Dude, that's a legit move right there.
I think like it's and when I was a kid in the 90s, punk was fucking gigantic because of Rancid, because of Green Day. There was like a trickle down effect where like there were crusties and fucking raw punks and like real punks everywhere. And I think it's like if you want like this tradition to continue, there needs to be like real bands that are like hitting teens, that are hitting, bigger audiences that still are gonna wear like Doom shirts and fucking Blitz patches or whatever, and like keep these like underground things alive. Otherwise it becomes so niche, it's just like cosplay.
It becomes a parody of itself. Punk is cosplay. 90s punk is, I mean, it's true though. It is true. Because it's like you're just, like I said, the kids will always know. And
right.
the thing to realize is that the kids will always stay the same age. You're just getting older.
Exactly.
And
I with the internet and like globalization, like this idea of like genres becomes,
it's gone.
Almost, and some kid might be playing electro, hip hop, punk noise, and maybe they know all the cool bands, maybe they don't know anything and they're just vibing. But like, there's always going to be something that like we don't get that like the next generation's doing,
and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it should be.
I want to not understand. I want there to be a thing of like, oh shit, like, okay, the flag has been taken. The torch has been passed.
It may not be going in the direction I thought, but fucking so what? Neither did punk. You know what I mean?
I mean,
right.
I think when you're a kid though, and like a kid punk, all you think about is what's happening right now is going to happen forever.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then 3 years go by and you're like, fuck. Everyone's
but I think that the music we make, is like exciting for me because we're like using these different elements, and I think hopefully it resonates with, people of different genres and ages and shit. But even still, like there's bands I've heard that are on TikTok that are like combining like 50 different elements, that are just like, make us look fucking traditional or like,
Yeah,
it's great. I've been telling my daughter. I have 3 kids. Shammer has 2 kids, and anyway, but my kid, I'm constantly shocked at like the music that they listen to on YouTube, like, and you're like, dude, okay, it sounds like Nirvana, and it sounds like Heart, and it also sounds like a terrible YouTube song, and it also fucking sounds, and you're like at the same time, and then it has 5 billion views, and you're like, oh, okay, so I'm an idiot, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, what the fuck? And then I caught my daughter. I walked in and she's listening to Duran Duran yesterday. I'm like, what? When did that happen? You know what I mean?
You can never tell like what it is. I mean, it's so funny. Like with punk, so much of it was supposed to be like kill rock stars or whatever, but like it wound up being like, you know, worshiping our own rock stars. Yeah. But then like first generation, it's like people like who the fuck is Kurt Cobain? Like who the fuck is Nirvana? I don't know. I found this like weird 80s song, or like I like this band, like whatever.
That's weird, man. It's a trip. I love
well
it.
Off like a stripper's tits or something.
Has anyone seen episode 2 of the Epstein documentary?
I can't even get.
I don't know one person that has gotten through episode 1.
Have you got through it?
Well, I mean, actually, this is actually for this
might be it. Yeah.
I'm a glutton for punishment. Yeah.
I can't. I don't.
Well, it's true crime.
I got to the first episode, and there was like 5 girls that were like, "Yeah, I was 12, and he fucking, you know." I was like, "I'm down. I'm out, dude. I got a 12-year-old."
Yeah.
I know.
Well, you have a little girl, so that's hard. Yeah.
I got 5 sisters. I got a 12-year-old daughter. I can't even watch porno with blonde chicks in it, dude. It's fucking out of, you know.
Welcome to the Get Heavy podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's out, dude. I'm done. You know, it's ruined all things for me. You know, all those sisters and the family and. But yeah, so you've gotten through some of the Epstein doc?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to the, I think it's Wondery put it out. It's called The Mysterious Mr. Epstein, and that was really good. So one of the reasons I wanted to watch it is that I know the whole story, the whole dirty story, but it was nice to put names to faces and all that stuff, you know, or faces to names.
It should be documented, and that shit should be out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than when like
told them. I think I teach a lot of like true crimey stuff in school too, and we were talking about toxic masculinity. We were reading the book, The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde, by Junot Diaz, and there's a lot of toxic masculinity that comes up in it. And so what I did was I took clips of Elliot Rodgers from Isla Vista. Do you remember who that is? He is this he's the biggest piece of shit in the whole entire world. Luckily he's dead. But he went to UCSB.
That was the best segue we've ever had on the podcast. He's dead.
Luckily.
You know who that person is? Well, he was a piece of shit, and he's fucking dead. I love it.
But
I love that guy. I think we found our clip for this podcast.
So Elliot Rodger lived in Isla Vista, and he had an apartment there, and he was actually half Chinese guy, which is actually fairly rare for like a mass shooter.
Okay, I remember.
You know what I'm talking about? And so he would do these like video blogs. He was an influencer. He thought he was an influencer.
Didn't he do it during the shooting?
He did it right before. So he was in his BMW with he's like, I am the most perfect gentleman that has ever lived. And he had a fake laugh. And it was like, and he's like, these designer sunglasses, this BMW, women who don't want me are fucking crazy. So I'm going to kill them all. Yeah. So he went around Isla Vista and he basically targeted cute girls and chads or whatever. And he mowed them down off Pardal. You know, I used to work at Java Jones.
Right.
He shot up Java Jones. He shot up Silver Greens, all those places over there. We actually went right after he did it because I'm obsessed. Because I wanted to see, you know, like
Kevin's all, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did that.
Right after the Elliot Rodgers shooting, I wanted, because, you know, I used to work at a place that was shot up and like people died at, you know, and I just like part of me just wanted to seep in that, like, what if I was there, you know?
Dude.
Like,
and how many years after was that you moved to Portland?
I moved to Portland 15 years ago, and Elliot Rodger was maybe like 8 years ago. I feel like everything.
Yeah, you're only gone about 5-6 years, right?
Yeah, and so we came and visited specifically Isla Vista just to like look at the memorials and stuff. Like probably like within a half of a year of it happening.
Was that your first time in Isla Vista, Kevin?
Pardon?
Was that your first time in Isla Vista?
That may have been.
Yeah, we went for breakfast burritos and a murder tour.
Free birds.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. We're joining you on another beautiful night. Oh, and here comes John, fresh out of his surgery. There.
I got my brake. Got my brake on my scooter. And then it goes from scooter to footrest.
Beautiful.
One seat.
You got this surgery shit down, bro.
I could be handicapped forever, and I can.
I don't think you want that.
I guess.
Did you dye your hair?
I mean, I dyed it a long time ago.
Oh, you did? Oh, it looks so luscious right now.
It's just long. Look how long it is.
I know, huh?
It's because I shaved. It's because I shaved. It looks.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
It looks more.
Do I need to shave? What's up?
I don't. It's a whole thing of just midlife crises over here. Anyway, today on the podcast we got our buddy Justin, longtime friend, Justin Morenga, guitar player and Lord of Ancestors, let's call him, the band, incredible band from LA if you don't know about him. Also the founder of Dune Altar Records. He's been putting out some serious fucking tunes over the last couple years in LA, the LA area. So welcome, Justin. How are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
How are you guys?
We're doing okay, man. Obviously, we're
trucking along.
Tripled and beardless.
Yeah. It's like a whole different group of people. I don't even know you guys anymore.
Yeah. You have the longest beard in the group.
I know. How'd that happen?
For me, isn't that big of a
Quarantine is how it happened. Because I've had a short beard for the last however many years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really, for those of you who don't know, we've spent many days in vans together with Ancestors, and the Wrath went on tour.
I mean, the most infamous was the Volcano tour.
Yes.
When we took a weed volcano on tour.
Yep.
Up and down the West Coast.
And it was literally being smoked the entire time that we were on tour. Like there was no moment that we were in the van that volcano was not running and that bag thing wasn't being passed around.
Yeah, we had a whole entire power source for that.
Yeah.
In the van.
Yeah. I remember we played
the volcano.
I remember we played in like Humboldt area.
Yeah.
And I went to go. I was losing my voice, and I went to go out to the van. And I opened up the door, and it was completely filled with smoke to the point where you couldn't see anything, and there was no one in there.
Yeah, that Humboldt show is always going to be in my memory, dude. Remember that homeless dude that
was the show?
The other thing I brought up.
The show when like a dude tried to help
Yeah. I
want to say substances were involved.
He was trying to help us. Remember? He kept grabbing equipment and he was trying to get in for free on a $2 show. Remember
I'm fairly certain
to get on the guest list, and we kept telling him, "Yeah, no problem, dude. Just grab this equipment." And we had him hauling equipment in for us. I think we had him watching the merch table at a certain point. But there was
he got into the show.
He did get in the show.
I think I took ecstasy that night too.
A lot of us did.
Oh, you guys both did.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I played on ecstasy.
You did.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
You were being a fucking
weirdo. I remember I was pretty useless for the loadout.
Yeah.
I just remember being hands up in the air. I'm fucking doing my thing for the night.
No, so here's where it turned. I do remember this because what did we call him? I can't remember that dude's name. We were calling him.
I don't know, but we did have a name.
But this is like a 50-year-old man, you know what I mean? We're in our late 20s. You know
I think
what I
I
mean?
have pictures of this.
You might have, yeah. That'd be awesome. But I remember there was a point where he had gotten so drunk or messed up or whatever that he dropped one of the heads, kind of. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And that's when it flipped, and every one of us was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Scheimer specifically had a huge problem with him because he wouldn't get out of Scheimer's face. And I had to tell him, I said, "Listen, you got about 5 seconds, dude, because he's gonna fuck you up." You know what I mean? Scheimer's gonna get you, dude. And we had to and then we ended up having to kick him out of the van and the whole deal. I don't know if you guys remember all that, but
I don't remember all that.
So I wanted to ask you. Obviously, I was joking with you, calling you that I feel like you're the Tony Robbins of heavy metal motivation. You know what I mean?
Well, thank
you've
you.
been doing these like pretty helpful videos for a lot of people for, basically what are you calling it? Tell me what you've been doing in the last few weeks, because it's been pretty.
Yeah. So it's well, first of all, thank you for. I've never been mentioned in the same sentence as Tony Robbins, and like Tony's my guy. And without Tony, this industry would not exist, man. Tony is the man. He's the best. He's the best there ever was. Probably the best there ever will be. So I got to give credit where credit's due. He's. I mean, there's a lot that came before him, but he's the Michael Jordan of it. Okay, he brought it. He brought it to the forefront, and he helped a lot of people. So
yeah, I've seen a couple things from him, and every one of them are. He's pretty legit, dude. I mean, and obviously he can be cheesy and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, the self-motivation, self-preservation kind of fucking topic is already cheesy in itself, because we've been trained as Americans to pull your bootstraps up and fucking grit your teeth and bear it down and take it. You know what I mean? So when you start talking about mental health and all this shit, it's like people automatically want to back out, especially in the metal community. You know what I mean? Because it's a rough group. A lot of the metal community is like construction workers like me. They're guys that fucking party hard. They work hard. They don't have time to fucking think about breathing techniques or, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. And it's something I've come to get very involved in the last like couple of years. But anyway, I wanted you to, tell me, keep going on and explain what you're doing,
Yes. So the show is called the Metal Monday Motivational. And that's my church sermon, dude. It's basically what's the worst day of the week? Monday, right? So I think we all need a good message. It's not just for the metal community, but it's geared towards that, because that's just my audience. And nobody's talking about it. There's a big hole for it. Nobody's talking about it in that community. In heavy metal, people are talking about how drunk they get, and how they missed the whole show because they were so wasted. A lot of mental health issues in the metal community, man. And it's just, my goal is, I started making these videos just kind of going over my routines and the things that I've done to change my life. Well,
let me ask.
I stopped drinking.
So where did this start? I know, obviously we've all partied together. We've had a good time, but in the last, I don't know how much you want to talk about it.
I'm open.
The hospitalization and all that stuff. It scared the shit out of everyone, man. So was that kind of the catalyst for you to really kind of pull it together?
A little bit. I really slowed down a few months before the hospitalization, but I think my body just was after a few months, it's just like, whoa, dude. Like, you can't turn it on and off like a faucet like that,
Right.
Like, ease off, But, I'm not saying I will never drink again or never do any of that. I mean, I fully plan on it, trust me. But, in moderation when I can get there,
Yeah.
And that can happen any day now. But it's never going to be what it was, dude. Ever.
Right.
And, I mean, you know how it is, man. It's like, I'm like 40's creeping up on me next year. And it's like, when you start feeling this shit in your body and you're out there performing on stage, I mean, I'm looking at videos, dude, and I was partying so fucking hard. I was just like, I was like fucking Elvis up there, like late Elvis, without
already
cool clothes.
70s Elvis.
Without cool clothes,
Right.
And
and the money.
I love Elvis, as everybody knows, but I want to take it back to the real Elvis, right? So I just wasn't gonna go out like that, And I read rock bios. All my heroes are either dead, or they're fucking about to be, or they have no, they fucking can't. They pee in a bag, or whatever. Why are they my heroes? They're really not, And they are for their art. And I'm other people's hero for my art, but I want to be their hero now for who I am. And my goal is, I'm going to do one video a week that will come out every Monday, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this until I change the lives of 1 million people. That's my goal. I'm not going to stop until I change the lives of 1 million people. That's my goal. In this day and age, you're never going to sell a platinum record. I'm not going to have 1 million album sales. That boat passed. I'm not going to get $1 million royalty check from digital streaming. So I'm going to change 1 million lives, and those people are going to make the world a better place, and that's going to spread, and that's going to go on, and so on, and so on. That's my goal. That's the mission.
Kids, if you're watching this right now or listening to this, look, you can email getheavypodcast@gmail.com, and we will call your parents on CPS, okay? Because what the fuck is going on there? Why are you watching this?
You definitely
Why
shouldn't
are
be
you
watching
listening to this?
Yep. No.
You know?
Yeah.
We should almost have like an automatic response from now on. We should have an auto response on the getheavypodcast@gmail.com and have it be, like a questionnaire, like A, are your parents passed out on the pipe in the bathroom? B, fucking is like what kind of crazy shit is happening?
Okay. Yeah.
B, all of the above.
Right. And so the kids are going to send us an email, and we're going to call CPS.
Yeah, because the kids are watching this.
Obviously,
Get Heavy is for the children.
It is. It's for the kids. I mean,
Get Heavy is for the kids.
That's our new slogan. Get heavy for the kids.
Get Heavy is for the kids, except for the ones that you have to abort because you shouldn't have had a kid.
Touche, man. I feel you, dude. I mean, this has gone really, really well. I definitely think creating an extra step for an abused child to reach out for help is like that's a good way to do it. I think. I mean, it's efficient because we all know that I check my email pretty often. You know what I mean? At least once or twice a week. So, if you get, here's the thing, kids. If you send the email and you don't get a response within 48 hours, wait another 48 hours, okay? And then call the cops, okay? Because it's at that point, it's a hit or miss. It might be buried in the inbox. It might be buried in the, in the promotions box, spam mail. We don't know, but I mean, if you can hang on, with just one little finger hanging in the air on the edge for 48 hours, and then another 48 hours, then call the cops.
Right.
Does that work?
That works.
It seems fair. I think we're good.
That works. I mean,
I think we covered it, dude. As long as we all remember that love is love, right?
Love is love. Chris Cole and David Arquette are gods. And if your parents are on a sick one and you're a kid that's watching this for educational purposes, email us, and if we don't respond, just email us again. And if we don't respond, I hope he didn't die.
Hang in there, buddy. It's gonna be not trending in this motherfucker.
We'll get that shit.
Anyway, Brooke, would you do us the honor and kind of give us a little bit of a fucking tour of the place? Show us some of your favorite pieces.
Actually, is Andy's piece up?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let's see Andy's piece.
Okay.
Let's see your current favorite, because I know it will adjust.
It changes daily, yeah.
It could change over time.
And then just give us some greatest hits, man. We want to see the place. This will be good.
And give us your newest.
No one gets to see this place unless you're there.
The first one, current favorite, and the newest.
Okay. I'll do like a quick hit tour.
And we can see other stuff too. You can tell us other stuff,
And for those of you listening, this is going to be really fun. Right. We'll give you a description.
Listening, this is.
Yeah.
Of course, the light bulb's out, so we'll see if it's too dark here. Here's one wall. This is our good friend Drake, Zoso from LA. This is John Stitch from the Bay Area. That's actually my old pet rabbit, with a crown with an 86 in it. Oh my gosh, man! This Chris Imana, Dave Burke, who's a big lowbrow artist, and then over here we've got KRK Ryden, who's wonderful. One thing I learned after kind of striking a friendship with KRK Ryden over the years is that he actually designed the Mystic Records logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the early '80s.
I didn't know that.
Did he get paid by Doug Moody?
Does anyone get paid by Doug Moody?
No.
Anthony Osking. Yeah, geez. So okay, we'll do this. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
The light's a different color over here. This is a really cool piece from Danny Fitz. If you're into black metal, some goats.
Oh yeah.
Brian Walsby did a Black Flag piece. It's got a glare. Sorry about that. Melissa Bays did this really trippy, awesome.
That was Melissa's? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Up here, Andy Proctor actually did several pieces. This is one. It's not the first one that we talked about. Alice Pasquara from the Bay Area. This is Jason Alexander Cruz, Johnny. From Spring Out.
That's my boy.
He did that piece. This is from a guy named Kinch, who's awesome. He's from Alaska.
That's one of my favorite ones right there.
That one, yeah, he's great. He's a nice guy. Luke McAuliffe did this one. Stacy Land did this big piece here. She's one of the big early juxtaposed scenesters. Got the how about we'll show you the bathroom with the
is it? Oh yeah,
there you go.
The gold album for the heavy metal soundtrack.
Yeah. It's an important piece.
Yeah, it is. I love that.
I've stared at that so many times as I peed on your toilet seat.
I got to rethink moving that thing now.
Yeah, I didn't pee on it.
Spread disease all over the place. So this is Andy Proctor's first piece. Do you see it? The count?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Did the sound go out?
Is there 80? No, you're good. Is there 86 bats in it?
The hallway.
Nice.
I think the sound goes out the farther down the hall I go. So
okay.
Sorry about that. This is Matt Linares. He's up in the Portland area.
I love the wooden robots, man.
Yeah.
That dude is a beast.
He did another piece over there. He actually grew up in this area. He grew up in Oxnard.
Okay.
Really?
But I didn't meet him until he was already up north. So that was kind of a small world type of a thing. Jared Eastman's from Montana. What's that?
How many pieces are in the 86 house? Do you know?
About 270, I think.
Okay.
Maybe like 275 at this point. The last time I did a count was around 270.
Nice.
Dennis Warden, I love the pieces. This piece right there, that's Ron English did a painting over a Daniel Johnston drawing. You know, Daniel Johnston, the musician.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Probably a little bit dark. Sorry, that's Michael Hassar.
I love that piece, dude.
That's a classic.
He did the painting on the cover of Army of Darkness, the Evil Dead 3.
Nice.
Dude, you gotta get that fucking DVD set away from that Derek Hess piece, man.
I know. Well, I didn't know I was going to be giving a virtual tour.
Well, I know, but yeah, in general.
That Mega Man piece was in Nintendo Power Magazine once.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. There's another Matt Linares. This is a Tim Biscuit piece that's the newest piece. And Tim's
that's
awesome. I love him to pieces. He's one of the best known, like lowbrow artists ever been. He's just such a sweet guy.
So as we mentioned before, every piece has an 86 in it. What is the hardest 86 to find in any of the pieces, or the one that's near you? That's near you.
I think that would be probably the Stacy Land piece, just off the top of my head.
Okay.
It's actually so hard to find.
Dinner pussy. Oh,
it's right there. Can you kind of see that?
No. I know you can if you're looking at it.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's there. Listen, it's there. We're not gonna get up close.
And that's a cool thing. I mean, this is Mike Estes did this big giant piece here at the plane.
Fuck, man.
Got there's even stuff in the the bathrooms.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah. Love it, man.
Yeah, it's something to see
Yeah.
for sure.
It really is. For those of you who haven't been there, at least you get a glimpse, because there is a billion videos of YouTube and of us at the house playing around, messing around and stuff. But you never really get to appreciate it unless you see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's important for people to start getting involved in their own towns, like
locally.
Get involved locally in government and actually experience it for yourself, and get in there and do that, and I personally can't. But I think that people who have the
power,
better background or whatever, or like, Seth
Patterson for mayor 2020. That's
what the fuck is this world we're living in, dude?
Well, that's why I'm voting Seth Patterson for mayor 2020.
All right, hold on, sis. Here, hold on.
I'm using this platform to announce my candidacy for.
You can test too much. You do know that.
Who says that?
Just read the manuals. Read the books.
Manuals?
Read the
What
books.
manuals?
Read the books.
What books?
What testing does?
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
Who
John.
said-
Let me explain. What testing does? It shows cases. It shows where there may be cases.
I've covered you for a long time. I've gone to your rallies. I've talked to your people. They love you. They listen to you. They listen to every word you say. They hang on your every word. They don't listen to me or the media or Fauci. They think we're fake news. They want to get their advice from you. And so when they hear you say everything's under control, don't worry about wearing masks, I mean, these are people, many of them are older people,
What's
Mr.
your
President.
definition of control? Yeah. Under the
It's giving them a false sense of
right
security.
now, I think it's under control. I'll tell you what.
How? 1,000 Americans are dying a day.
They are dying. That's true. And it is what it is. But that doesn't mean we aren't doing everything we can. When I took over...
All right. It is. First of all, I'd like to point out that is Schreiber's favorite fucking saying. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But 1,000 people a day dying is not. It is what it is.
No.
Let's hear. I'm gonna look something up on my end. Real quick.
Oh my god, dude. You know what I mean?
But, 1,000. Like no.
All right, let's hear it.
We didn't even have a test. Now, in all fairness,
why would you have a test?
There was no test.
The virus
for
didn't
this.
exist. How would you have a test?
I was going to say.
Okay. Death is.
We didn't even have a test to a disease
In
that did not
2016,
exist.
dude, why wasn't there an AIDS vaccine? Why wasn't there an AIDS test in the 60s?
Obviously.
When free love was fucking happening. Why didn't anybody see AIDS coming?
He acts like he actually invented the test. You know what I mean? And that's what's fucking.
Oh yeah,
crazy
he
to me,
fucking
you know?
invented the test.
So
He
crazy,
invented the fucking test. Let's see.
Going up now.
Okay,
And it's 1,000 a day.
If you look at death...
Yeah, it's going
let's
up
look.
again.
Let's look.
Daily death.
Take a look at some of these charts.
I'd love to.
We're going to look.
Let's look.
And if you look at death...
Yeah. It's started to go up
Here's
again.
one.
Dude, that's like a child chart.
United States is
literally a
lowest
giant color.
in numerous categories. We're lower than the world.
Lower than
We're
the
lower
world?
than
What is that?
Europe.
In what?
Look.
In what?
Take a look. Right here. Here's cases.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're doing death as a proportion of cases. I'm talking about death as a proportion of population.
So he's doing. Here's what happens. They fucking create these graphs and charts for him as arguing points, as basically death as proportion of like cases, right? So when you go from cases overall to deaths in America, it's not nearly as bad as some places in the world where it is terrible, right? But obviously 99% of everyone else and I hope I'm not fucking this up, but they go a portion based on the population. So he's basically saying that in all the world, our death cases are lower than everyone else. And you're like, you basically have a graph that absolutely suits your need. And the left might do that too a little bit, you know what I mean? But holy shit, dude.
I saw that his graph had like 8 countries missing.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. Why wouldn't
it? Was only like
look at his face. Look at his face.
I mean, look at his fucking little chart thing. It's like look how fat those fucking colors are. Look how fat those colors are. That's like a fucking
really bad. Much worse than South Korea, Germany, etc.
You can't do that. You have
Why
to go,
can't I do that?
You have to go by. You have to go by where. Look, here is the United States. You have to go by the cases. The cases.
Why not as a proportion of
when
population?
We have somebody. What it says is when you have somebody that has it, where there's a case.
Oh, okay.
The people that live from those cases.
It's surely a relevant statistic to say if the US has X population and X percentage of death of that population versus
you
South
have to
Korea.
go by the cases.
Well, look at South Korea, for example. 51 million population, 300 deaths. It's like, it's crazy.
You don't know that.
I do. It's
You
on
don't know that.
You think they're faking their statistics?
51 million people in South Korea and 300 deaths. We're at 150,000 fucking deaths in this country, and our population is 350,000.
So we're 6 times the size of South Korea.
Right.
So that would mean that we should have 1,800 deaths.
Essentially, if we did the proper protocols.
If we did what South Korea did.
Right. Yeah, it's just, I mean, and obviously this could be bro math, we could be wrong, but
no, that's not bro math.
It's pretty, no, I know your portion is, but like I said, it's just,
yeah.
I don't, it's insane to me. It's fucking insane to me. You know what I mean?
Statistics, South Korea?
I won't get into that because I have a very good relationship with the country, but you don't know that.
1,000 Americans are dying a day, but I understand on cases it's different.
No, but you're not reporting it correctly, Jonathan.
I think I am, but it's been widely reported that the US has intelligence.
Hold on, that face that he makes is the exact same face that Jim in The Office makes when Michael Scott says something out of fucking control. You know what I mean? And so he's all, that's what made me start thinking, like, dude, is this fucking staged? You know what I mean? But no, it's not. And I don't know. You want to go through the rest of this or no?
Yeah, why not? We're already here.
It's indicating that Russia paid bounties or offered to pay bounties to Taliban fighters to kill American soldiers. You had a phone call with Vladimir Putin on July 23rd. Did you bring up this issue?
No, that was a phone call to discuss other things.
And you've never discussed it with him?
I have never discussed it with him, no. I would. I'd have no problem with it.
But you don't believe the intelligence. It's because you don't believe the intelligence, that's why.
It never reached my desk. You know why? Because they didn't think it was intelligence. They didn't think it was real.
It was in your written brief, though, apparently.
They didn't think it was worthy of. I wouldn't mind. If it reached my desk, I would have done something about it. It never reached my desk because.
Do you read your written brief?
I do. I read a lot.
Really?
I read a lot. They like to say I don't read. I read a lot.
Your daily intelligence?
Extraordinarily well. Probably better than anybody that you've interviewed in a long time.
Extraordinarily
How crazy is that? Like, think about that.
Insane, dude.
Think about, like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, just hearing it like that, because like I said, I watched this whole thing last night, and you're watching it as a whole.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's so much.
And I would like to say, this is cut up, you know what I mean?
Probably
but it's not
better
out
than
of context, you know what I mean?
No, I know.
Like, it's not out of, every one of these things happen in the context that they were talking about at the subject. It's not jumping around. But
probably better
fat,
than anybody that you've interviewed in a long time. Like, I literally, like, I mean, I've dealt with press and stuff like this, and I could not imagine my people being like, I'm probably better than anybody that you've interviewed in a long time.
Imagine going for a job interview. Imagine going for a fucking job interview, and he goes, how do you think you did in the interview? Like, I've obviously done a better interview here today than probably anyone you have ever fucking interviewed in your entire life. I nailed it. And you're like, you'd be like, you're definitely not hired. You're not hired at all.
When someone is so insane, it's just fucking like, and they fucking just keep repeating themselves of like, it just drives people crazy. It's driving everyone crazy.
I did more for the black community than anybody with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln, whether you like it or not. People say, "Oh, that's
you really you believe you did more than Lyndon Johnson, who passed the Civil Rights Act?"
I think I did, yeah.
How?
Because I got criminal justice reform done. I got prison reform.
Lyndon Johnson.
I've done things.
He passed the Civil Rights Act.
How has it worked out? If you take a look at what Lyndon Johnson did,
you think the Civil Rights Act was a mistake?
How has it worked out? Because frankly, it took a long time. But for African Americans, under my administration, Jonathan, under my administration, African Americans were doing better than they had ever done in the history of this country.
How do you think history will remember John Lewis?
Oh my God, I can't anymore. The John Lewis thing is pretty fucking mind blowing as well. But
just play it. Just play it.
Are you sure?
Just play it.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know John Lewis. He chose not to come to my inauguration. He chose. I never met John Lewis. Actually, I don't believe.
Do you find him impressive?
Okay. Yeah. It's. So I don't know John Lewis. He didn't come to my inauguration. It's like the equivalent of being like, he didn't fucking show up to my birthday party, dude. So like, fuck this guy, dude. Like he's dead to me now. You know, it's like, oh my god,
dude, what a fucking kook, man.
I just can't. I mean, like I said, I was interested to see what was gonna happen, and every single I want to, after watching that, I wanted to fucking Jeffrey Epstein myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was ready. I was ready to
get murdered.
ready to get murdered. Yeah, kill myself.
You said you were gonna kill yourself. So fucking, what do you believe, Craig?
Oh, hot take. It was a joke.
Hey,
he killed himself.
And we could go over this all day, but one of the main reasons I wanted to talk to you is because of your Buddhist beliefs. You've been telling me about meditation and breathing for years. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until very recently, you know, I always told you that my anger keeps me sharp, and you know what I mean? Like, and it is true at a certain point. But what I am finding is that I am, you know, I have started doing like some guided meditation stuff. I've been using the Sam Harris app a lot, doing it's not Calm, it's the other one, Wake Up, I think it's called.
Wake Up.
Yeah, and it's been great, you know what I mean? And then I'm a big proponent of like the Wim Hof breathing method and all that stuff. I've been panicking and doing that stuff. So, but I wanted to ask you, like, how did you get into this stuff, and what is it like? What are some basic techniques you use to kind of deal with the stress? I mean, exercise is always a good one, but just to be able to quiet your own mind down is so powerful, I'm finding, you know. And you were 100% right. I've been wrong the whole time, is what I've realized.
Well, you know, you guys met me a little bit later. You know, I was quite rambunctious and quite violent in my youth, and you guys don't know me like that, you know. And
yeah, I've heard stories, but you know, it's hard for me to really imagine, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I transformed myself. There's no question about it, you know. Like, and it was years. I mean, it's not like I mean, at first it was like I still had quite an attachment to the identity that I had, you know. And I mean, I first just heard about meditation in actually a class, and I tried it out, and then on one of my first trips to Asia, my first trip to Asia, I visited a Buddhist monastery, and decided to stay for a week, and just lived the way the monks lived there, and it had an incredible impact on me that sort of changed me forever. You know, getting up in the morning and spending the vast majority of your day meditating, and if you're not meditating in the traditional sense of sitting there, which we did that, and we did chanting, but then also there was instructions about how to mindfully clean and how to mindfully eat, and I was introduced to these concepts, and you know, I went back to life and carried on much the way I did before, but I was hooked, you know. My interest was piqued, and while I was there, I felt like a kind of relaxed that I had never felt at that point in my life. You know, I was 19 years old, and I was like, I never felt like that before. I had moments where I was like, there's nothing wrong, and I had never felt like that. Like, yeah. And still, you know, like, and when you have that kind of moment where like there's nothing wrong, what really is there is a pretty joyful feeling. Very, very simple techniques can get you to that place. You know?
Fucking Tiger King, bro.
Oh, dude,
I saw that
shit is good.
Right out of the gate, told everybody about that. It was the fucking gnarliest show.
That's a good one, man.
Holy, every episode was gnarlier than the next. It's like we were looking at each other going, what the fuck?
It's like you couldn't write that if you wanted to, man. You know what I mean? It is so good, man.
those guys literally look like so many people I grew up with in the desert too, but just like from the South, you're like, oh my God, like this is scaring me. I mean, if they just would have crossed that line into sucking dicks, it would have been been Joe Exotic all over the place.
It's
dude.
a
Like,
fine line, baby.
you know, I knew so many guys like that were like,
it's a fine line right there.
Literally a game of inches.
Dude,
I'll say
between you and a foreskin, buddy. Yeah.
I know.
It's crazy,
I know.
man. That's the most wild show. I mean, I don't get into those a lot, but that one, I was like, you got to be shitting me right now with this.
That pretty much kicked off our whole
Yeah.
fucking home quarantine. But last weekend, or I think she came home, and last Saturday we watched it. We saw it come up on Netflix. We're like, yeah, we gotta watch this.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we forgot, holy fuck.
Yeah,
I mean,
first
dude, have you seen
episode-
the music videos?
Oh,
Dude.
I mean, really, the level of amazing just kept going in different directions.
It's like I don't even know how. I mean, he's a Grammy award-winning artist as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, when he started singing at the funeral,
man.
when he started singing at the funeral, all I see is your picture.
That's because you're not ready for this, motherfucker. Ah! That fucking bitch Carol Baskin. Huh?
What's up, Joe? How's the inside?
It's doing all right, man. I'm waiting on President Trump to give me my full pardon.
Yeah. When do you think that's going to happen? You think that'll happen before or after he gets reelected?
Well, definitely it's going to have to be after. Winning that election is the most important thing that he's got right now. But he's assured me that it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And guess what? We're going to fry that bitch, Carol Baskin. You hear me? We're going to go down to that Florida zoo. We're going to fry that bitch. You hear me? We're going to go dig up her dead husband. We're going to get all of it. You hear me? I got the gun I got the proof in the pudding.
Joe, isn't that what got you in there in the first place?
What got me in there is that goddamn bitch Carol Baskin. That's it. That's the only thing that got me in there. You know what? If they want to take my guns away, that's fine. But guess what?
Right.
I'm coming in hot, buddy, with the Reaper. You hear me?
Hey, Joe.
We got this.
Joe, where did you hide that to get that inside of prison walls?
Well, you know where I hid it. It breaks down into a single shank. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta be prepared, because guess what? When the bullets run out, arrows work.
Arrows work. That is true.
You can always reuse.
Are you shivving your own arrows on the inside as we speak?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't say too much in here because I don't want to get, I don't want to get, I don't want to get, you know what I mean.
What I mean,
Right.
trying to prevent kind of that thing from happening,
It's crazy because I've been seeing all those videos from Italy of people, singing from their balconies, all this incredible stuff. I mean, like, something to do with that old part of Europe where you guys have been through a ton of shit and it's not going to be the last thing you go through. Whereas America is like, everyone is panicking right now, because we've, as a country, since maybe World War II, have never really had to make a fucking sacrifice. Most of us, you know what I mean? So I see these videos of like, people singing from their balconies and performing concerts and all this stuff. And I just think it's going to be, if it hits America, it's going to be dudes shooting rockets from their balconies at people to shut up. You know what I mean? I always trip out, you know what I mean? Like, how is it going to look if it, are people going to band together like it seems like you guys have, you know what I mean? Where everyone's kind of in it to win it and everyone's in their own deal, or is it going to go full scale world war? I don't know. I'm so nervous to see the amount of people that are freaking out and nothing has really happened to them yet. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Man, it makes me nervous. So it's cool to see that there is a community, at least what you see online, as much as the fear and the panic comes in, into the media, you see the videos surfacing on social media of people really banding together and helping each other out,
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, and even like just simple things like going to the groceries, everybody, is wearing their mask. They're trying to be, respect the measure of distance between everybody. We are, when it comes to that, we really know how to be a community. You know what I mean? And probably that has to do with, like coming back after World War II and having nothing and having to build everything from the start.
Right.
Even though my generation didn't have to deal with it, but are things that are passed on from the parents of your parents and so on.
I think that stuff gets transferred in your DNA. You know what I mean? That type of mentality. You know what I mean? It's.
Well,
I mean, because what was the worst that happened to us? We lost some guys in World War II, but we basically had to make our wives go to work. I mean, that was, you know what I mean? People did starve, and but our country was not bombarded and blown up. You know what I mean? Like what happened in Europe. So it's. I think that type of trauma, that type of chaos does transfer through generational DNA. I think, you know what I mean, a little bit. And I think maybe you guys are a little more prepared for shit because you don't see the pettiness in it.
Yeah, I think that after every person in the world, no matter where they come from, after you watch the news, turn it off, look around, and see with your own eyes.
Yeah.
Try not to listen to what you just watch on TV. And I'm not saying go out and kiss people, but just try to be realistic. Find something to do that is going to take your mind off. Like I'm a drummer. I can't play the drums in my room. I'm playing guitar, learning new things, writing, reading.
But, like I said, that PTSD, the stress, it's like every time I breathe, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And then also, real. I wanted to ask, is at any time, did your nipples lactate?
They did not, but I don't
know. Mine started today, dude, and I'm like having a fucking panic attack. I'm like, Rosie, I have fucking breast cancer or coronavirus. What is this?
Tell the CDC. It might be a hidden symptom that you don't know about, like the smell and taste thing.
Yeah. Like you lose your smell and taste. Your nutsack might swell up to the size of fucking watermelons, and then also male nipple lactation. Literally a dollop. I had a dollop.
Wow.
What is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask James if he noticed anything going on with me because I was 100% out of it. I don't know what day, time. It was like.
Maybe this is just like what is it like I can't think of the words. I'm stoned. Evolution. We're evolving. Coronavirus is causing men to
no, literally, like
when everyone's able to come back together, men will start getting pregnant.
Oh my god, I would fucking be so pumped if that was the case.
Oh, I'm just gonna spread my seed everywhere. Fuck for days.
You know what would be even better if guys were like, it ain't that bad.
It ain't that bad.
You guys complained a lot about this.
It's fucking fine, man. I mean, my butthole's all blown out. But what?
Complained about I'd be complaining. I'd be like, oh hell.
Oh, I'd be dying. Yeah, sure. There would be no baby.
I know you weren't there, bro.
Wait, let Mark tell you what we're gonna do for his birthday on Friday. It's my birthday celebration party.
We're gonna ride Sea-Doos all the way to fucking Catalina.
And go cliff jumping.
That's
damn. I was doing that on Friday.
Is Marilyn Manson going with you?
Oh, dude.
I would pay so much money to see Marilyn Manson on a Sea-Doo.
Manson on a Sea-Doo? Manson on a Sea-Doo? Oh, Prism Walk.
It looks like fucking Slender Man on the water. It's fucking all giggly. His pale skin flapping in the wind.
Oh my god!
And they can afford such excursion with that kind of pool in the background. Damn.
That's right.
We're good.
We found out a lot so far. We found out one of these guys works for Marilyn Manson. One of them's a serial killer. Another one fucking.
They're different people.
Yeah,
from Fresno. Yeah, they're different people. Two different people.
Yeah, they're different people.
Two different people.
That's actually a good game. You have to guess which one works for Marilyn Manson, which one is a serial killer.
Man, that would be a good game.
He definitely used to listen to Bauhaus. Let's see.
Serial killer looking types.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on Baja Men right now. That's still my favorite band.
That's a serial killer.
What do I do? I bring in my killer and I'm like, hey, who let the dogs out? Like, a killer song?
Dude, if you're murdering people that song, I'm actually scared, dude.
That'd be fucking terrifying. That would be a
I'm just
terrifying
kidding.
end.
It's totally girls just want to have fun. So come on, Chris, you can join me.
There you go.
Swimming. Swimming like a motherfucker.
You swim?
I think you're just Mike now. You're just Mike.
Damn it.
He's always been Black Mike. Like, wait, like, you swim? You swim, or do you like more like just try to find the edge?
Nah, bro. I just kind of lay there and hope that
Right to
the
the
fucking
bottom.
Oxnard PD don't come fucking trying to get me out of the ocean.
I just want to change Mike's name to just Mike. It's just
That's a good one, man.
Damn.
Word.
That
What do you
John-
are,
Swim.
What do you guys do? What's Casey doing? Is Casey working still, or what are you doing, Casey? No, you guys both on the shit.
Yeah, on the shit. I'm going to school to be a yoga teacher, which I started in January, so I'm just loving yoga. Yeah, yoga and weed. Yoga and weed. Yoga and weed.
Yoga and weed.
Are you gonna go to that Burkham school where he screams at you and then tries to rape you in his hotel room?
No, I hate him. I don't want that.
No,
No.
but he knows
Not
what's
like
up with
that.
yoga, though, right?
No, I hate. I've always hated Bikram yoga. I hate the heat. That's not
Dude,
my-
I've never ever fucking wanted to punch someone so bad in my life watching that fucking show, dude. That documentary.
That's saying
I
a lot.
didn't watch it.
Well,
I heard
I
about
want
it.
to punch everybody.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, Craig on tour. Dude, we used to like when I toured with
So
Craig,
bad.
it was like DIY, like cheap as fuck touring.
Yeah.
But like we'd always go to like a Kmart or something like that. Dude, Craig is the most savage thief of like corporate
Yeah.
stuff. We're like me, I'm always like I've always been like
Oh,
look,
dude.
I'm not gonna steal because everyone thinks I'm gonna steal.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yo, look, like I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time to get caught doing shit.
Oh, dude.
Craig is the guy that walks through like a department store, puts on a jacket,
yeah,
pillow,
Yeah.
just like basically like just kind of like slowly acquires things.
Yeah.
And adds
And I
them to
walk
his
right the
wardrobe
fuck out.
and
Yep.
just walks right past the register
Yeah.
and right out the door. I'm like, bro, we're in like fucking Tacoma, Washington. And you're gonna get arrested.
Catch me.
Jane's addiction. You're gonna get arrested for stealing a pillow.
No, dude, literally. If you see me in a store, don't fucking talk to me because I'm stealing something.
Right, don't follow me neither.
Don't
like,
fucking
go
talk
away.
to me, dude.
Go
Like,
look at some other shit.
literally, like,
10 minutes.
dude, that one tour we went on, I lost my pillow, and I lost my sweatshirt the night before. We went into a Walmart. I did a lap. I came out with a new sweatshirt and a fucking 5-foot-long body pillow, and then
walked
a
that
pack
way.
of wasabi peas I was eating. You know,
Just
and then
walked
what,
that
dude?
way.